I'll teach you one small thing in Hindi. It's code fat gaya.
Cold fat guy.
It means that my code is broken.
Oh, okay. Okay. When you was MVP, you were for 1 year.
What is the best way to conduct a workshop? Have you used any AI tool to do that?
Yes, one time I have some industry and I would like to verify that I don't forget one setting.
So I understand that Europe has very different criteria.
India guys have some experience, some expertise.
I know Amor. Thank you for joining Dynamic Monk podcast, Nicholas. Let me just quickly introduce you to our audience. So, Nicholas have been in the industry for last 20 years, and one of the things that I'm more excited in terms of welcoming Nicholas is that he has been a MVP for last straight 13 years. That's a huge feat, right?
Indeed.
And that too in security, right? So,
Indeed.
how does it feel, Nicholas? I assume that it entails a lot of work that you have to do aside from your regular business or profession. And since you run your own company, I think that is another interesting thing. And I'm very motivated. And what does it entail, and how do you feel about it being MVP for consecutive 13 years?
Oh, very good question. Yeah, there's a lot of work for sure because when you was an MVP, you are for 1 year. Your award, so it's not a certification, it's an award that Microsoft gives you because okay, you have write a book, because you write, you perform a lot of podcasts, because you speak at a lot of event or a lot of other things. So yes, you need to have not a lot but some activities during the year, because when on the March, generally it's March, yes, March, April, we need to indicate which activities were performed during the year, and after that, there is a renewal of Microsoft says, okay, it's okay, or we can renew for 1 year or not. So yes, it's not difficult, but it's a lot of work because for me, for example, I speak at different conferences. I write a book. I write a blog post, but have also my job for sure. So yes, I have my job. I have my MVP activities and my Veeam Vanguard, because I have the same as Microsoft Veeam Vanguard program, and I'm also Veeam Vanguard. So I have two awards, and for sure I have my personal life. So with my family and my children. So yes, for sure, it is a lot of work, but I work hard for that. So no, yes, I need to continue, because if I stop it, I lost all. And for now, I like that. I think if you don't like that, if you don't like to speak at the event, to write a book, to speak at the podcast, to write a blog post, and so on and so forth, it's not possible. And I think MVP is not a good way for you. So yeah, I like that. For now, I like that. If tomorrow I don't like that, for sure I'll stop it. But today, I love that. I love to speak. I love to speak at the event. I have a big event next month in Paris. I have last month event in Luxembourg, same in Bulgaria 2 months ago. So yes, I think I love that.
No, pretty interesting. Let me share with the audience, first of all, like Nicholas is from France and his native language is French. And we have been talking about it that, generally there is a tendency from Indian side to speak English very fast. And, in France, you speak, of course, absolute French. So we were just discussing before the podcast, how do we go about it? And I said, it is going to be a fun one. Let's try to figure out, let's try to understand. At the end of the day, we will add subtitles. But l- let me ask you this. I think you are being very humble about it, Nicholas. That um, of course you have the passion, and that's
Mhm,
the reason why you have bagged MVP title back to back for last 13 years. And I think you did mention that uh, what that entails, right? You have to do a lot of podcasts, you have to write a lot of blogs,
mhm.
and you are writing about your books. Could you maybe detail that out for a new person who is venturing out to become an MVP?
Oh, okay. It's a difficult way for beginning. I explain why. So for sure, we need to have activities. So book, speaker, and so on and so forth. And you need to have one recommendation of MVP. One of MVP. So, for example, I can say, okay, I recommend this guy because it's a good guy for me. And if you have this recommendation, if you have some activities, you can or not, but you can have nomination of on the MVP. So for the new guys, I say, okay, on the first time, begin by your activities because for have a nomination of the MVP, for a recommendation of the MVP, you need to have some activities because if tomorrow you come to say, okay, please recommend me, but you have nothing on the activities, why I will recommend you? Because if you don't have any recommendation, you don't. It's not just that you don't have MVP because there's a lot of MVP or a lot of activities. If you don't have nothing, so I think, yes, I think it's better to begin by the activities. So maybe you can begin by go to the conference and speak at the conference. And during the conference, there is a lot of MVP. Then begin by discuss with us for have a relationship. And after that, day after day, we can have okay, one MVP on your relationship, two, three, and more. And after that, when it's okay for me, yeah, there is 1 year, 6 months, 1 year of job. Not every day for sure, but yeah, for prepare 1 year, I think is good.
Hmm, interesting. So, I think that's very fine line between, going the extra mile to be a community champion, talking at conferences, and juggling your own job on the other hand. So kudos to you. Of course, we will try to uncover a little bit more as the podcast proceeds. Nicholas, tell me about your journey in the IT. You started as as an employee, and then you opened up your own shop, and you have the flavor. You have worked on Active Directory, you have also worked on a cloud, right? So what has been the difference between on premise and on cloud, and journey from employment to entrepreneurship, right?
Okay, good question. I'm lucky because I love cloud solution. I love on-prem solution. I have a lot of knowledge in on-prem solution because I wrote a book of that. I begin 20 years old with that, with Activatory and so on and so forth, with Microsoft system for sure. So I have also some knowledge on the System Center, Configuration Manager, and all workplace management. So during my day, generally, so I'm a activatory owner for my customer because I'm owner of my company, and also on the same customer have those activities at the SecOps for hosting and on-prem solution. So it's good because I can during my day I have some activities on activatory on hosting, on security, on Intune, on cloud. So it's good because it's good for me. It's good for my customer. I love for my customer because I can uh, give some. I give my experiences on some subject, a lot of subject for me because I have a lot of subject who I can play with. We can play, so it's good. It's good. It's good. But yeah, I begin very early in the morning, generally at yeah 8, 7, 8 p.m. and finish yes very late, generally 7, 8 p.m. With a lunchtime for sure, and it depends of the day. But yeah, generally a lunchtime of 1 or 2 hours. So yeah, very big day.
Interesting, Nicholas. So let me break down my question into two parts, right?
Mhm.
So you have worked on the on-premise solutions like Active Directory,
Mhm.
and the reason why I am very comfortable with Active Directory was that I started my career with Dynamics CRM
Okay.
3.0 and 4.0, right? So entire
Mhm.
thing was in Active Directory, and we were exposed to it at a very early stage in the career. So from there to Entra ID at the current moment, right? What is the change that you see? Is there any change, or is it just like the same solution repackaged in cloud? Or what are the controls, or what is the change that you feel? And um, from customer standpoint, as an organization, right?
Mhm.
What is the advantage that you see when you shift your solution from on-premise to cloud?
Okay, it's interesting question. Okay, for the first, for me, there is two scenarios. Okay, for a very small company who is build a new network, a new IT system, um, we can say, okay, you begin from scratch, so we can go directly to the Entra for replace an Active Directory and don't use non-prem architecture. It's good when it's a small company. For the big company or older company, for me, Active Directory and Entra is not two different feature, two different product. It just Entra is an extension of Active Directory for the service cloud. And for permit to have, okay, I have my user, I have Nicolas. Nicolas have a user account in my Active Directory, and I don't want to force Nicolas to have two accounts, one for on-prem, one for Entra, and have two different passwords with two different policies because it's difficult for me. It's difficult for the security. It's difficult for administration. It's difficult for whole. So for me, and it's the case for 90 or 95% of the company in the world, uh, Entra is just an extension of Active Directory. I know that Microsoft provide a lot of feature for says, okay, no, you can go to the cloud. Yes, okay, but my application, if I have, and it's the case in France, you have a lot of older application who, when you need to go in the cloud, is not possible because it doesn't work. Because it's very old application with the old authentication. And when you try to say, okay, I will use Entra, okay, but application doesn't is not possible. And you can't say, hey, okay, application is not needed because generally application for the industry, for example, application is very important because if you don't have application, you can't deliver some your activities, you can't sell your product, and so on and so forth. So for the first question, I think you have two different sub-scenarios. So you have scenario with new companies, very small company who, for example, consultant company, is good. Okay, go directly to Entra because yes, it's a replacement of IT Directory. And for other company, I think it's just an extension. It's not, yeah, it's an extension. They just had authentication feature in the cloud.
Okay. So
Uh,
would you still recommend the old companies to stay on premise, or would you, or it depends based on their requirements, or maybe any example that you can quote from your experience that you might have helped migrate from on premise to cloud? What was the primary reason for that?
okay. I think for this project, so on-prem to cloud, there is one step with very mandatory and very important is the audit. For migrate on-prem to cloud, you need to have a picture of your infrastructure. You have a picture of your application, and you with this picture, you need to have the information if application can be migrated to the cloud or not with the SAML, for example, protocol
Mhm.
or other protocol and not big issue or migrate to Azure. Okay, so after that, generally I say that my customer, okay, don't select a product if you don't have a need. The need, call the product, but the product never calls the need.
Mm.
When you have the need, you says, okay, I have this need, and okay, with this need, I know that I can go directly to the cloud, or I can have a hybrid solution with a on-prem and with a cloud solution, or full on-prem because it's possible. I have the case last year. one of my customers says, "Okay, I need to go to the cloud." Okay, okay, go to the cloud. So I say, "Okay, but we need to have an audit." No, no, it's okay, Nicolas, go to the cloud. Okay, so we prepare all for the migration, and we discover that there is 10 terabytes of data, but available in SharePoint is 1 terabyte. So we need to about 9 terabyte by years for sure. That
Mm,
means that it's very expensive. It's the first issue. Second issue, we have a big file, so like AutoCAD. That means that on SharePoint, not good idea. And so we begin the migration and says, "Oh my God, no, we need to hold back." And why? Because my customer have a need and call have a product, sorry, and the product calls the need, but it's not a good idea. The good
mm.
idea says, okay, I have a need, and now we found a product, Microsoft or not. And generally, when you have the need, it says, okay, but we have, for example, an extranet. Okay, extranet can go directly to Azure, AWS, or SharePoint, and so on and so forth. So, okay, when you have this cartography, this picture of your operating system, you can choose a product, cloud, or on-prem. But for sure, the first step, and is very mandatory, is to have a big picture and a good picture of your infrastructure. And
Absolutely understood. I think that is very fair thing to say because you are saying that uh, first understand the entire digital footprint that you have around your application or applications that you need to migrate, and then you take a wise decision whether the APIs will support and what are the changes that you need to do. It's not a very easy call to just take Active Directory and merge it into cloud. Very fairly said. Um, Let me ask you a very fun question before we take it into the next step. French IT culture versus American IT culture, right? Who secures their infrastructure better?
wow, wow, difficult question. Hmm, um, I think it's two different culture for sure. Difficult to respond. I think American. Yes, I think American, but you can see that some big company, American company, has compromised. But yes, I think American because in French company you have a lot of historical operating system, and for some company security patching is a cost. Generally, I respond at this company, yes, it's true. But your data, what is the cost of your data? If the cost of your data is less than the security, okay,
Mm,
forget. It's not the need to go to security. No, if your data is very important and your data, but I speak of only data, but there is a lot of other things, reputation and so on and so forth. If the data, the cost of the data is more important than the security. So that means that the security is not a cost. Security is needed. But yes, I think American for me because American is English still. It's okay. It's black or white
mm.
generally. In France, more difficult. It is black, white, white,
It's
but
gray
black.
somewhere.
It's gray, but gray. But okay, but it's pink. Okay, no, it's black. It's black or it's white, but it's not gray. Yeah, unfortunately, in France, some people. I don't say that all American is good and all France is not good. It's
Mm.
not that.
No,
If
no,
that.
I think that debate can go on, and I believe that specifically from the GDPR perspective, I believe
Mm,
that Europe really has taken a lot of positive and to an extent pretty huge steps, and it and we have all on the implementation side bore the brunt of it. There is just too much work, but I think it is very good for the community. Um, Intune, Nicholas, right?
yes.
How important is Intune for small companies?
Oh, okay. My favorite project. Okay. today we have a big issue. Today we have all people have minimum one device, smartphone, tablet, and so on and so forth. But on this tablet, on this smartphone, Android or iOS, and it's okay. On these devices, we have some corporate data. That means that if I lost my phone, this data can be lost, definitely. This data can be kept by another company with the same activities as me. Um, so today, I think is very, very important to have an MDM, a mobile device management, like Intune, for example. I can speak at Intune because I know Intune, I love this project. Because, for example, for the email, wow, we have a lot of information on Teams. But today, the company go to M365, okay, but on M365, we don't have any backup. We don't have the management of the device. Only with M365, if you don't have any Intune. For backup, no, it's okay because on backup, it's not a it's not a really backup, but we can restore. We can retrieve some data. It's a new feature that have some weeks or some months maybe. So for me, if you don't manage your device, that means that you accept to maybe one day to lose your data. And there's other issue. I don't know for English country, but for French countries, no, unfortunately, it exists. Some people leave the company and copy the data of the company. That means that you lost your historical, you lost some of your data are on side of your company, maybe another company of the same activities as you. So it's mandatory to manage your devices on the small and big company, uh, and especially on small company because generally on small company with a consultant company, for example, there's no territory. There's only M365, and unfortunately, without any backup, that means that if you lost your device, but you can lost maybe some feature, can lose some data. So I think yes, it's very important to manage this device for says, hey, okay, Nicola, I lost the phone. Okay, I will wipe the phone for for if in this if anything found the phone, okay, he has the phone, but he don't have any the data on the phone. So yes, I think I don't know if you respond to the question, but I think yes, but yes, for me it's very important to have this feature, this platform for and to manage all of your data, Android, iOS, macOS, Windows 10, Windows Server, and so on and so forth.
Interesting. Um, so Nicholas, in your 13 years of security work that you have been doing, uh, how you have seen the attacks, security attacks have changed their perspective. Like for example, you might have heard that Anthropic has launched a SLM, right, which is supposed to go very deep into the products and then search for bugs and operabilities. Now, in the world of AI, where things are moving so fast, vulnerable, it's very easy to find vulnerabilities. It's just like a headache for all these cybersecurity experts across the globe. So this is one thing, but as part of your experience, specifically in France and Europe domain, where you have worked a lot, right? What are the practical challenges and differences that you see from the worldwide?
Okay, it's a beautiful tools. If you consider the AI as a tools, if you ask anything at Claude, for example, or ChatGPT or the AI is not big issue for that, and AI says, okay, the pen is blue, and says, oh, okay, pen is blue. Okay, guys, but AI can be wrong. So maybe you can consider the as a tools, says, okay, for example, when I use my AI, I says, okay, for the architecture, I have two possibility. This possibility with okay, scenario A, and I explain scenario with scenario B, and I explain scenario, and I ask, okay, give me the advantage and the convenient of the both. And after that, I choose. And I think when you don't have this step to have a reflection says, okay, AI says me that, okay, I will take some idea, or we take all, or take nothing, is good. If you says, okay, AI says me that, so it's good. It's not good. It's not good because it can be wrong, but can have a context. So it's a cold response without any context. And if you give context, yes, okay, but you can't give all context of all your infrastructure. So we need to have these other tools. For respond to your question, okay, AI is good. AI is good for secure because you can, for example, ask, okay, I would like I have this, I have this. I don't know. Take an example. I need to secure my directory. I've configured some signing, type signing, settings A, B, C, D, E, and so on and so forth. Okay. Do you know? Missing one setting, so it's good because we can have some help of that. But the issue is that the malicious guys can have the same idea. It says, "Hey, okay, can you give me all bug or all security issue?" And after that, he can exploit that. So I think we need to secure our AI tools. We need to secure our infrastructure, and AI provide another security issue, because if we use cloud, ChatGPT, and so on and so forth, that means that your data is on the public network, and you lost the owner of this data because it's on the cloud server, or ChatGPT server, or Gemini server. So I think, yes, we need to secure very it's important to secure the AI tools on the company, and to use AI like a tools and not like a human. It's not to replace human. It's for help human. It's for win lot of time. I win lot of time. For sure, when I need to have to write a big script, I have an error. I don't understand. Okay, I give some error. Says, okay, I perform that. I have this error. Can you help me? Yes, he helped me. He said, okay, try to see that. But it's for me, it's the tools. It's not replacing human. After that, yeah, for sure, it can replace some action. For example, for reset password. Yes, me or I, it's the same action. But we need to have always the same approach. That means the less privilege. So, and it's my favorite way. And when I implement a solution on prem or cloud, okay, less privilege is mandatory. Is my priority. When I create an account, says, okay, which permission must I need to give at this account? There is somebody to says me, okay, hey, Nicolas, I need to have a domain admin. Mm-mm. No, no, it's not possible, guys. Give me the permission that you need. You need to manage the account. Okay, I give you the permission to manage the account, and so on and so forth. And I think IE on other tools is the same. We need to have the less privilege. And if you have that, it's not impossible to break the IE for sure, to break the infrastructure by malicious person, but it's more difficult that if you open all, for sure.
Interesting. So you're saying that uh, first of all, AI is basically a tool that is supposed to help human, not replace them. I think that is
Yes.
one thing that I got right, which is very fair. I think the second thing that what I understood is that when you're designing the security, you take the access controls, figure out the steps in which you can segregate the access. Like if you want to separate out whether you want to give access only for managing the user, you give only that specific access, etc. Right? So,
Mhm.
which brings me to my next question, Nicholas. That in most of the organizations, specifically in the startups, because they are scaling so fast, they are running around, right? And my heart actually goes out to all these startups and small enterprises, right? Because they're working so hard to build it from grounds up, right? So
Mhm.
in those organizations, when um, uh, it is slightly difficult to segregate the roles, um, what is the best way to? I know it cannot be 100% secure, but what is the best way? And maybe in the organization that you have worked, I'm sure that you must have helped a lot of small medium enterprises, right, in terms of security. So how do you what is the best way to conduct a workshop in terms of, so that they basically speed up their security process, and in parallelly they are not bogged down, or they don't feel the pressure of really going the extra mile of figuring out the entire security cloud, right? So what is the best possible way that you think you can, or let me rephrase, have you used any AI tool to do that for them?
Um, Today off. Yes, one time just for because I have some industry, and I would like to verify that I don't forget one settings. So I give says, okay, I would like to secure, explain very quick. Okay, I have one company with okay IT and industry part, and for industry part, I've configured this and this. Can you give me if I forgot this? And I respond. For give permission, I think it's not an easy way, because found you need to find the good way between security team need and the operation can be performed, because for sure I can apply the FBI security on the small company. Yes, not big issue. But if I have two people on the for IT services, okay, it's not possible. So generally, I discuss with the security guys, because it's my principal sponsor for sure. When I have an issue for one policy, I go to the security team. Say, hey, I need to have this, and generally it's okay. So I discuss with the security team to have what this team needs. Okay, and after that, I see the team for have some detail. For example, okay, do you have lot of job during the day? Do you which task you perform? Um, how is team? What is the work of each team? For example, we can have one team for the for the user account authentication and one team for the PC. So after that, it depends. If I have a small company with, okay, for example, two or three guys, there's no sense to create a multiple account with a multiple permission because, okay, it's the same account. I can create a tier model in Active Directory for split account, so the domain controller, server, and PC. Yes, but after that, I can't create. If there is one team, I can't create 5, 6, 10 accounts. There's no sense, and or the same for permission. So I think it depends of the size of the services. For the small company with a small team, but for sure the permission is bigger than for the big company who the activity is split. So for that, we need the same, and we need to have a big picture of the team and which activity is performed by each team. And after that, you know that okay, this team perform activities on user account, for example. Okay, so that means that you can have minimum two permission that we can delegate. After that, you can discuss with the workplace team, and you see that there is one team for the cloud, one team for I don't know, say center configuration manager. For it's an example. Huh? So that means that you also two permission. After that, you can create your governance of the permission. But for sure, we need to have a picture of your system, picture of your team, and for sure discuss with the team and with the security for have the need, because each team have a different needed, but and you need to take this process. Okay,
True.
so security team have this need and workplace team have this need, and after that, when I discuss it, you discover that okay, he performed this, and this action. That means that you need to have this, and this permission, and after that, okay, it's finished. You have the permission, just you need to verify it's good, or if you can reduce the permission. After the same, it's a workshop. So I think the governance is a series of a lot of workshop. It depends on the size of the company for sure, but it's a some workshop with a different team for identify which is performed.
Got it, Nicholas. I think you're saying like at the end of the day, um, if it is a small company, you figure out how deep you really want to go, and otherwise you plan a workshop, talk to different people, and then set up the security accordingly. I have a burning question for you, Nicholas, right? And Indian IT companies are famous for remote offshoring work across the globe,
Mhm,
right? What is the
mhm.
sentiment for the same in France or in Europe, the places where you have worked?
I don't understand. Sorry, for what sentiment for
Sure.
what? Sorry.
So sentiment for offshoring the work to Indian IT companies. What is the sentiment? How does companies feel there in terms of offshoring? Because I understand that Europe has very different criteria of delegation, right? And what are your thoughts around it?
Okay, I think you have two different profile in France. The people that he says, okay, it's not expensive, you go in India. And some people like me, we says, okay, India guys have some experience, some expertise that I don't have. So, okay, we can go. For the first, for the price, for sure, is today is reduced because today we have a lot of very good guys in India. Perhaps the both, but in France is the same. In France, we have some guys with very good guys, and some guys we say, okay, guys, but you are don't knowledge. So for me, in we see that in the big company, we go in India, for example, because the price is lower than in France, unfortunately for the Indian people, okay, is less to if I take one French guy or one Indian guy, the company don't pay the same. So it's good for the India. Uh, and generally, for this company, he exports the level one, so the first level of the support, and have some expertise in China, no, in China, but in India. And I work on this company. I know that there is a very beautiful guys, with beautiful like a lot of knowledge. I have a
Hmm.
lot of colleagues in India who have a lot of knowledge, and it's very good to work with him. For me, I don't have any issue to work with India or China or so I know and for me, it's my colleague. Okay, India or France is my colleague, so I work with him. But I know that yes, unfortunately, some company go in India for the price principally and not for the expertise, and I think is not good because there's a lot of knowledge in India. So is India and other country. So
Correct.
for me, you need to go in India because you need to have some knowledge that you don't find. This is okay. I know that this guy is in India, so he go because he have a lot of have the knowledge that I found, and not because it costs less that French guys, Roman guys, or Italian guys, or other. It's a big issue. I speak French. I say French because I'm French, but it's my opinion. It's my opinion. I think I don't know if you agree with me or not.
No, no. So I'll tell you what I feel, right? That was a trick question for you, by the way, Nicholas, right? See, traditionally, over the period of last a couple of decades that I've seen the market, I have seen that traditionally UK, US, Singapore, Australia, etc. These have been traditional markets for Indian IT companies, right? Europe has always been very specific about their requirements, how they want to do work, right? Pricing does not always is the last point where they actually delegate work. So I have always loved that about them. Now, from Indian standpoint, of course, India has been a center of IT boom from 90s. So there has been a lot of different scenarios that has come to India and has given a sort of wisdom to the people, which of course regional geos like France, UK, US, and
Mhm,
these guys have been upfront on taking or adapting new technologies, right? In,
mhm,
in in Indian companies, generally non-IT companies adapt to it at the last. For example, you talk about AI, right? So
mhm,
ChatGPT was initiated in US, and a lot of people started using it, and eventually it came to India, and
mhm.
then Claude, etc. Right? And very classic example is Dynamics itself, right? CRM. So CRM was very popular in West before people started adopting it in India.
Indeed.
Having said that, I think you can find both type of people within India, right? There are certain people who are very honest and knowledgeable. Plus, there is also another subset. Of course, I don't want to say it about the other community, but there are always two sides of the coin, right? So it's very important for anybody who is giving an offshoring work to remote teams that they understand and they are very genuine about it, right? It's a slightly difficult, but of course there are a lot of people, lot of player in India that actually are walking that thin line and really doing a very wonderful job, right? So, anyways, that was a trick question, right? Okay, my next question, Nicholas, and is that n- uh, a fresh person out of the college at this point in time, right? What would you recommend him or her at this point in time? How to shape their career? Because I have been asked this a lot, given that there is a lot of hype around AI. There is a lot of fluff, right? The way of traditional coding, infrastructure management, etc., has comparatively changed a lot, right? Of course, I'm seeing there is a scaling back that is happening at this point in time because the consumption of AI tokens, etc., has risen through the roof, right? But to a fresher who is coming out of the college, who has absolute no idea what is going on in the market, what would you recommend him or her how to go about it?
Okay. I think, okay, don't go. If I take an example of the security, don't go to security because uh, okay. There's a lot of job in security. Don't go to the AI because there's a lot of job in AI. Go if you love uh, I don't know, a system, go to the system. If you love cybersecurity, go to cybersecurity. I see that in France. There's a lot of people who finish the school with no reason. And it's engineer. It's okay. It's okay. It's good. Big school. Okay, no worries. You don't have any knowledge. And he says me, okay, no, I'm architect on the cybersecurity. Okay, guys, I am architect, but I have 20 years old of experience. You are not a architect because you are architect on cybersecurity, so you need to architecture one system that you never use. You don't have any experience of that, and cybersecurity. So you need to secure the system that you don't have any knowledge. But this guy go in cybersecurity because yes, there is a lot of job in cybersecurity. But okay, guys, one career in France is 40 years old. So 40 years, sorry, minimum. Huh? So choose a subject that you love. And I perform that for me. I begin by the system, and okay, after that, I discover development. So I develop develop some script, PHP, and I said, oh, I says, hey, there is um, workplace. So I discover CCM, so for and the same for the cloud. So for me, yeah, must be curious and go on the part that you love. So have a reflection of which subject I love, and go and to be
Hmm.
curious.
So basically, you're saying don't get scared. Go with what you love, what you're passionate about,
Yeah.
and you will definitely make a mark, right? So don't follow the crowd. Follow what you really want, right? So the, is that true?
Yeah, just one thing for sure. If you says me, I love system, and I would like to go only on Windows Server. Yes, but system is not only so have a system is Linux system, Linux system is Windows system, system is cloud. So if you choose Linux, if you choose Windows, okay, be curious. You must be curious for says, okay, on system of the cloud, what is the new feature? What is so for me, it's okay, one level, one layer, system, for example, and after that, okay, what is around the system? Cloud, Azure, I don't know, maybe it's Intune or and so on and so forth.
All right. So you okay? Now I get it. So it's not only what you love, what you're passionate about, you follow that, but even if by any chance you got into a specific role or profile which, yeah, maybe not your passionate or fun part, you try to be curious about how this is happening, what are different aspects, alternative. I think that is a very generational advice. It works every time. It has been working for us. I'm sure it is going to keep working for the rest of the generations to come. Nicholas, I'll take one last question before we go to rapid fire, and then we'll close the podcast. So, my last question is AI creating more problems in the next 5 years than solving those problem statements?
Wow. Um, hmm. For me,
Specifically
yeah.
from security standpoint.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, because AI tools is for security guys, but it's for malicious guys. So I think, I think more. I don't know, but some issue, yes. Because for now, I think with the AI, is more easier to develop some product to have some information of the product. So yes, I think it help the attacker to have more information on the AI. So I think it's a game, but it's always a game between security guys and malicious guys. In companies, there is a blue team and a red team. So generally, we reproduce that in company. So yes, for me, we can have for sure. We can have, but big advantage that we have that the tools used for by the attacker can be used by us on the security team. So after that, it depends. Difficult to respond, but yes, it can be. It can be. It can be if the malicious tools is more useful that the tools for secure. Yes, but after that you have a big, beautiful tools like, for example, security for Copilot for security. Sorry, or the tools. So no, our tools have a lot of AI for help us to secure. So yes, it can be, but it depend. It will depend. It will depend. It's difficult to respond at that, but yes, it can be.
So thank you for being diplomatic about it. So let's go to our rapid fire, and the I'm going to ask you a few questions, Nicholas. Three,
Mhm.
four, five questions, and you have to answer in one line, and then we move on. Okay? It's going to be rapid fire. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to be diplomatic about it. Whatever comes to your
Yeah.
heart, you just say. My first question: Microsoft Entra ID identity revolution, or just Active Directory with a cloud tax?
Identity revolution.
Okay, and these are all fun ones. Okay, there's nothing serious about it.
Ah, it's
There's
okay.
no,
It's okay.
yeah. Is on-prem Active Directory dead, or will it outlive all of us?
No, for me, it's not that. It's a debate.
It will outlive all of us, right?
Yes.
Right. Veeam or native Microsoft backup? Honest answer: no sponsorship hat on.
Vim,
Yep.
without any sponsorship, because Vim provide some features that I can't have today
Yeah.
in Entra.
Okay. So my last rapid fire: zero trust, real security model, or the best marketing term Microsoft ever invented?
Real security model.
Real security
If,
model. All right.
if it's been applied, yes.
All right. I think, Nicholas, thank you so much for your time.
It's
And
better.
I, for one, was quite bummed up. And it was really fun conversation. We actually covered through a lot of uncharted territory, specifically when it comes to Europe, France, Indian IT, and what is happening with respect to AI security. I think we were able to touch upon a lot of topics in a very short span of time. Thank you so much for being patient, right?
With pleasure.
And,
And don't
and
hesitate if you need. I go back. With pleasure.
all right, thank you. Uh, yes, if you have to teach me something in French, I will teach you one thing in Hindi. You can teach me one thing in French. I know amour. I've told that to
um,
a lot of girls in my college time.
okay, I will say in France, merci beaucoup pour l'invitation. Ce fut un réel plaisir de participer à ce podcast. I can
Thank
try
you.
it in English if you
Uh, I don't think I'll be able to say that in one go, but I'll teach you one small thing in Hindi. It's code fat gaya.
cold fat guy.
Code fat gaya. It
Cold
means
fat guy.
that my code is broken.
Oh, okay, 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 okay,
All right.
okay, okay.
Take care.
Cheers.
Bye.
You too. Goodbye.